All right. In the last session, what we covered was majorly how you build your application, what the components are, and how you build that on the web. We've covered how you access your application on the web, but we haven't really got into accessing it on the mobile, or rather even, step after that, customizing it for mobile, right? So the world is moving towards mobile, and a lot of your information that you have, especially legacy systems, applications that you've built before, Creator was even launched, or applications that you're going to be building now without using a mobile platform, are all going to be stuck inside your office, on your desk, basically rendering them mostly useless because people are moving outside of the office and they need access to this application wherever they are. The idea behind mobile is accessibility, irrespective of wherever you are. So anywhere, anytime access is basically what mobile gives you. And I think we do not need to stress this more. Anywhere, anytime access is all leading to only one thing that we've been talking about in the last session as well, is increased productivity. And I think that's what a business needs. And if you have a question about whether you should go mobile or not, the answer is just in what I said. If you want increased productivity, you should go mobile, right? Every app that you build should be accessible on mobile. Everything that you do, you should be able to do on mobile. I think it is not humanly possible to be in front of a system at your desk all the time, right? So that is exactly why we have a mobile app, and why you want to go mobile. And within this whole scenario of going mobile, what you realize is that a lot of the functionality that you've built on your application might work on the mobile, let's say on your mobile browser, but it will not give you access to that sort of that native element that you have for you to use. So what do I mean by nativity? Or when I say native, what am I actually talking about? So when I talk about native functionality on your mobile phone, I'm talking about leveraging all of those things that are not necessarily used on your laptop when you're using an application. But all of these pieces, when used in the field, act, or let's say give you more context to each and every observation that you have. So it might be as simple as capturing a photo on an image field and annotating that photograph so that can be submitted inside the form. So let's say you're at a customer site, and maybe you're in the service industry, and you've been able to figure out where the problem is, and you need to send that, or let's say you need to document that inside your system. The first thing that you can do with a mobile app that you have is open that app up, snap a photograph, circle exactly where the problem is, document that, and push that into your system. That is something that a mobile app will give you, but something that a web app, or even, let's say if you access Creator on the mobile browser, that's something that you will not get. So when I say leverage native functionality, I'm talking about all of those features that are native to mobile that give you that advantage that using the application over a web browser will not be able to give you. So the first thing that we're talking about is snapping a photograph. The second thing that you can actually use in, let's say, and rather a lot of people already use, is to get information stored in barcodes, right? Often you're dealing with things all around, moving all around. If you're in the logistics space, this functionality is what you're looking for. So all of these pieces that we're talking about are the specialized fields that we were talking about in the last session. So all specialized fields on the form builder basically become more contextual on the mobile. And that is why you need to have a mobile app to go ahead and actually leverage this functionality. So traditionally, when you've built out a web application, right, what more do you need to do to build out a mobile application, right? How difficult do you think it is to build a mobile application? Let's say you want to build a mobile app for an application that we just built on the web. How long do you think an application is going to take you? On Creator, you actually do not need to even spend those 20 minutes. On Creator, what you get is every single app that you have built on the web will directly be translated to the mobile. So if you were doing this as a full stack application from the ground up, on the web app, you would basically require your database at front. You would need to put in all of your workflows, create the logic inside the application, and then build a UI on top, right? So putting the UI, putting the database, building your logic all together, that's what you actually get in a web application. When you go mobile, you need to do that again, and you need to do that for every different platform you select to do it on. So if you want an iOS app and you want an Android app, you're actually having to do that twice, right? Let alone it being difficult once, now you have to do it twice. Once you've built it, that's not the only problem. What happens to maintaining that, right? So if you remember the first slide that I'd shown you on the low-code page was, other than only building the application, you have to maintain it at every single step of the way. And just like Zoho, Apple and Google are also releasing updates to their platform every single day. When they're releasing updates, the way you actually build these applications or what stays and what does not stay changes. So remaining up to date with this is good. You can do it. But what you lose out on is that productivity. You have to allocate someone to actually do this. That is time. And time is money. And that's what you do not have to lose as a business owner, right? So when you use a rapid application development tool or a low-code platform like Creator, the benefit that you are actually getting is that you build once and you deploy everywhere. And that is a promise that Zoho has made for every single application that we put out. So it's not only about Creator, it's about every single application in the Zoho suite. We want every application to be available for you to use on every single platform. That's our promise. That is the Zoho promise. And that's why we're extending this functionality to Creator as well. So on Creator, you basically have zero effort involved to actually go ahead, build the application, like I was mentioning, maintain the application, scale the application, and secure the application. So all of these bits is something that you can choose to do. At every given point of time, I've said this, you can choose to use any tool you want in the market, right? But when you use a low-code tool, what you're getting is productivity, and what you're getting is peace of mind, so that you don't actually have to spend time on the things that are not critical to your business. If you're in the logistics industry, the last thing you want to be doing is spending time building an application to maintain that infrastructure, right? When IT is not your core process, it does not make sense for you to go ahead and actually build all of these from the ground up, right? So what Creator offers you is basically makes all of what you've done on the web accessible to you over a mobile app. So what we have is the Zoho Creator mobile app that's available for you to download from the App Store or the Play Store. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the mobile app, how it looks and how it feels on the phone. When you download the application and when you sign in to your Zoho account, what you will get access to is your dashboard. So, but mind you, this is not a white labeled app. This is the Zoho Creator app that you have on your phone, all right? So let me switch to my mobile phone and show you. So I have the Zoho Creator app here. So when you download the mobile app and you actually install it, you will get the same dashboard that you have on Creator on your mobile app as well. And let me go ahead and show you the application that we were using for our session. So every single component that we have built in the application is available on the mobile app and is ready for you to use. So you can see all of this is, by the way, this is all native. So if I scroll left and right, nothing happens. So this is what your reports look like. This is what your pages look like on the Zoho Creator app. So what the Zoho Creator app essentially is that the Zoho Creator app is basically a container application for you to access every single application that you build inside your Zoho account, all right? Again, mind you, this right now, what we have here, is not an application-specific login. It's a container application for you to use for all the apps that you have inside your workspace, right? The Zoho Creator mobile app is 100% free. You do not need to pay anything additional to use the Zoho Creator app. So irrespective of what license you're on, even if you're just evaluating Creator and you're on the basic license, the mobile app is available for you to use from that point onwards. Every component you build is available here. OK, this is what it looks like. I'm giving you a demo on Apple, on iOS, but the exact same application is available for you to use on Android as well. So they both will behave exactly the same way, right? So now that we've looked at how the mobile app actually is inside, so by the way, all of these are the components that are there inside your application. So a few of them could be pages, a few of them could be, say, reports, a few of them could be forms. Each of these is a component, and they're all listed in a particular way. But what if you want that experience to change, right? A lot of people might not, I mean, this works for a few people because you have it available without any effort, but maybe you don't like the UI on this. The team has been working very hard to ensure that you have 100% customization on the mobile, and that's what this session is going to be, is how we move from zero customization to 100% customization on mobile, so that you create not only a mobile, you don't have only a mobile-ready experience, you're actually moving to a mobile-first experience for you to use, right? So let's go back to the presentation and the product, and let's see how we can actually customize any of this for the mobile. So in the product, this is our page. We've seen the application. We know where the forms are. We know what pages we've built. Now, I can customize for the web application here, right? If you have a page, you know how you can open the page builder and customize the page here itself. Let's say you have a report and you want to go back to the report and then customize the report. You can just choose a card layout here itself. But what if I do not want to use the same layout on the web for the mobile? The reason being, maybe it doesn't look as good on the mobile, right? It doesn't feel as intuitive on the mobile as it does on the web. And for exactly that reason, if you look closely on the top left, you have these three icons that represent the web, the mobile, and the tablet. So what you can do is choose to customize your report, your form, your page, all specific to the mobile itself, right? So if you want to have a different layout on the mobile and you want to have a different layout on the web, that is possible. So let's go over some pretty cool controls that we can do out here. And all of these controls that we have are majorly broken up into three categories, which is the form, reports, pages. And we also have one customization layer, which is specific to the application, all right? So what I'm going to do for this session is get into app, form, and report customization, and go ahead and show you how you can customize each of them for a better experience on the mobile. So let's start off with the app customization that's there. And what we're going to do is go to the builder and see how we can actually change a few of the themes that we have and actually change the layout, which is specific to mobile, by the way. So this general layout of the application that we have, right, where you have all of these options to the left, and you have your, let's say, report or the page rendered here, is called a theme. Creator offers you a few pre-configured themes. So if you want to change the theme, see this option here, click that, and that will open the themes page, right? So you can choose to use any of these themes for your application. To select an application layout or select a theme, all you have to do is just click on it, right? The moment you click on it, the application on the web is ready for you to use based on the theme. You can modify it a little bit based on what you want. If you have a better sense, choose those colors, but they're really up to you, all right? So changing a theme is as simple as clicking a button, and doing that for the mobile is as simple as doing that itself. So now we're on the mobile tab, and I want to go back and change, let's say, the application theme. What I can do is click the themes option again, and out here, select what colors I want. At the same time, select the general layout. So out here, what we're going for is simple one-column layout. In case, my favorite layout actually is the bottom bar. So if you want the bottom bar, what you will actually get is all of these menus available for you to use here, which is, I think, what a lot of you are more used to, right? And that's what often makes a lot more sense for a lot of people. So if in case you want to use any of these at the bottom, you can use the bottom bar. If you want more, you can go back and then select any of these that's there. How do you actually move these around? You click this icon, and it allows you to basically move these around on the mobile phone. So if I want registrations first, I want the dashboard later, all I need to do is that, and then come back here, and you can see that dashboard is now in the center, it's not on the front. And mind you, all of these changes that I'm doing right now, right, I am actually changing this on something that we have like an emulator, right? This is basically an emulator that's there. But I want these changes to reflect on my phone as well. And let's just say I'm a little impatient. So I want to have this particular layout. I want these, or let's say I just decided to build this, build the structure of the app as an afterthought. So I'm just going to move these things around a little bit. And once this is done, I want to go ahead and actually see this on my mobile app, right? This is what my app is. How do I get that there? The answer is very simple. All I need to do is refresh. Doing this on any other platform out there is impossible, all right? You cannot build an app and then, let's say you make updates to the app. What you really need to do is go back and then publish that, get the APK or the IPA file, push it to the App Store, distribute it through your MDM, whatever you're doing, get it on everyone's device, make sure everyone installs it, and then use it. That is a pain to get done, all right? As a business owner, I cannot afford that, right? As a business owner, I need to ensure that when my employee opens the phone, they have the updated version of the app, they have the app ready to use when they need it and when they want it, right? So doing simple customization on your mobile app is as easy as selecting the options that's available here. And you can choose to select any of these themes here and have a solid bar for whatever you require. So changing it as simple as selecting the option, you go back to the app, and all you need to do is refresh. So based on what you select there and what you change, the app will update in real time, right? So let's go ahead and look at the other options that we have in terms of customization. All right, so we've seen how we can customize the general layout and the color of let's say, your mobile app. And what you want to do is go ahead and rearrange the components, hide and show the components. And the way you do that is, again, from what we've already done here. You hit the sections option here. You can move around these sections. You can choose to enable or disable icons for any of these. And when you choose to enable these icons, you can also go ahead and select whichever icon you want to make this app feel more like your own, right? So if in case you do not want to have icons, you have the option for that. In case you want to personalize it further, you have the option for that as well. So other than this, let's look at the other pieces that we have on the form. And this is what I was talking about, is what we will go ahead and do is ensure that we are able to have these specialized fields on your form to basically ensure that you have that same contextual experience that you will not get when using the application on the web or through your laptop. So what I'm going to do now is I want to go to one of my existing forms, right? Let me find one of those. So let's go to, say, the add member form, right? And out here, what I want to do is go back and say add a, I'll just go ahead and add an image field, right? So my image field is right here. I will go and add that here. And when I add the image field, I will basically now, when I open this on the mobile, I will be able to either upload an image or snap an image whenever I need it, right? So I've gone and add the image field. And let's say I want to make a few things out here. I want to customize them a little bit. So I want to say the image that you're putting in for this form is mandatory. So I check the mandatory option here and then click done. So once this is done, if I go back to my actual form, I should find the add member form here. And this will have the image field. You can see that I've just added, right? And I think now is the time for testing this out. I'm going to go back to my mobile now, and I'm going to look for the add member form here. When I click the add member form, you will see that the image field that we have at the bottom is available here. So if I click that, I either have the option to upload or I have the option to take a photo. And this sort of an experience is something that you can see is native to mobile. This is not like a funny button that's showing up somewhere and asking you to do something. So I'm just going to select the option to take a photo here. I think everyone smile. You're on camera. All right. I'm going to use that photo. And OK, so I have a mandatory field here as well. And I'm just going to click submit. So what you can see is what I've done is very, very clearly gone ahead and taken advantage of this experience on the mobile phone, which is something that you might not get on, say, your web, or let's say when you're accessing it from your desk, right? So let's go ahead, and on this one, I want to go ahead and show you the signature field as well, because I was talking about this earlier. I'll go to the same form, and I will just add a signature field. So the signature field is here. I've added the signature field here, and I'm going to click done. So when I'm done, all I need to do is go back to my app. So once I've refreshed the app, I can go to the add member form again. and I have my signature field here. All right. So this time, I will take a photo of this side so that I have your faces. I will now go ahead and add a signature. So adding a signature is as simple as this. So I'm just going to do something here and click done. So once I've clicked done, I go back to my actual form. I fill out the mandatory field and click submit. So another advantage that people really don't talk about, and which we have just taken for granted at this point, is that at any given point of time, all the data that I've added here is available for me to use not only from that mobile phone, it's available for you to use from your mobile phone, or for me to come back to my report on the web and actually find all of those options. So I think it was this one. Yes, that's the one. So you can see that that's the data that I just added from my mobile phone, and in real time, I can actually view it on my laptop. So if you have a member in the field out there, and you're the manager sitting inside the room, you know what the guy is doing all the time. You know he cannot lie to you. You have access to that information in real time. So you don't really need to send. Let's take an example of this. Let's say you are in the service industry. Your staff is out to take a look at, say, a faulty air conditioner, right? Maybe the person who's there, who's gone there, realizes that the model of the air conditioner they had, the customer sent them the wrong details. And this service agent that you have out there has no idea how to service that. The easiest thing to do is document the issue, annotate on your mobile phone itself, put that in your records, and have the engineer who is skilled on that model take a look at it sitting inside the office, right in front of you. Right? Maybe the engineer is not in the office. Maybe that engineer is at a different customer location, but that guy can still take a look at the photograph and document and, let's say, edit the record there and actually highlight what the issue is. So what you're doing is, by giving access to more contextual information, you are ensuring that you have increased productivity. You do not need to schedule another visit to that customer. You do not need to do it on, let's say, a different date. You don't need to get a different person to do it. The same person who's there can actually get the issue resolved then and there itself, right? So that's how, not creator, but that's how mobile itself enables you to get higher productivity, and that's how mobile itself enables you, in a business context, to get your job done, right? So we've looked at this. Let's go back to the report, and let's now take a shot at that report as well. So I'm going to select any one of these reports. Yeah, that looks like a report to me. Great. So out here, I want to have, say, images on every report, right? And for me to go ahead and do that, all I need to do is come here on this report, click it, and then decide what layout needs to be followed, what actual screen needs to be there. So I can change the actual name out here. I can actually configure more details. So if I, for example, I click on that, I can actually configure that there. Even go ahead and add a little color. So this is what I was telling you, by the way. This is conditional formatting. So based on a few conditions, you could have the appropriate color show up right there. So I'm just going to click save and have that conditional formatting added there. So when I refresh, you can see that my view has changed a little bit. I'm going to look for the add all members report, because this has an image here. And when you have an image, you can actually see the difference there is in the layout. So if I want to change this, if I want to change that layout itself, I can come here and edit it. If I want to, or if I want to change the actual layout, I could just click any of these, and you can see that the layout there would just change. So that's a different layout, and then this is again a different layout. So this is, let's say, a little more detailed, right? Depends on which layout you like. And mind you, this is again what I was telling you. This is the quick view. If you want to change the detail view, you can go back and then change the detail view to, let's say, add a few related records as well from a different form or a different application. So this is what basically enables you to build that sort of mobile-first experience. So we're on this report. Let me change this again. And once I've changed this, once I have this new format, so I'm going to go back to the all members report, and you can see that now that I've refreshed this, the corresponding images have all loaded in this layout, right? And this is what you can actually do, which is specific to mobile. So if I go back, actually, you know what? I'm going to go back to the same report on the web, and I'm going to show you how that layout is different from this. So if I go back here, I'll click access the application, and you can see this is how that layout is. But on the mobile, I have a completely different layout. This is what it takes to actually customize your application and for the mobile. And you can do that at the form level, at the app level, at the report level, at the page level, right? And here's some stuff that is even more interesting on reports, is that you have a few gestures on your mobile phone, swiping, zooming, right? All of this stuff is specific to a mobile, and this is not something that you would ideally be doing on your desktop. So on this mobile device, what I can actually do is not only change the UI, but also configure actions for each of this. So I have now decided my layout, but I want a particular workflow to run when I swipe right on the record, right? Let's say I had an approval workflow. Swipe right, approve. Swipe left, disapprove, right? As simple as that, right? And that's what I can do here. So I can, if you look at the option that I have available here, I can swipe left, I can swipe right, I can actually go ahead and long press the record, and then decide what action needs to be configured for each of these, right? So the mobile customization is not only at the UI level, it is also at a functionality level. And I think if you can do all of this with mobile, mind you, this is what you can do with no code, all right? This is what you can do with no code. We will get to the bit about with code a little later, but all of this customization is what we've done on mobile, is for the Zoho Creator app, all right? But what happens when you want to use an application for your customers? Or let's say you want to have an application that has your icon on it, right? I don't want to use the Zoho Creator app. I don't want to use a container application. I want an application which is specific to that application that I have built, right? I want to go to my mobile phone, select the icon, and then log in directly to the application. And that is something that Creator allows you to do with the rebranded mobile apps feature. So to access this feature inside Creator, all you need to do is go to the Settings tab out here, click that, and click the Download as Mobile Apps option. Once you're there, you will get to the screen, all right? Now, if I need one app, why do I have four options? That's something I'm going to answer right now. So the steps involved in actually getting this application on your device. So I remember I was speaking to a gentleman before this where I said, when it comes to mobile, it's a little tricky because to get a white labeled app on your device requires a few additional steps, and that is what this distribution is about. So right now what we're going to see is how do you get the app that you have built on Creator to have a custom icon and then get that onto your mobile device, right? Be it Android, be it iOS. So there are 3 steps involved in actually putting this application out, right? The first one is building the application. Second is something that we call code signing. What it is, I will get to. And then the third one is distribution. The good thing is we've already done the building, right? We don't need to build again. You build once, you build for all platforms. What you need to do is, the next step that you need to do is something called code signing. So what code signing basically allows you to do is put a piece of code in there which lets Apple and Google say, hey, I know this developer. The app that you're downloading is from a verified developer, right? So in layman terms, it's a way for Apple and Google to basically vouch for the authenticity of a developer on the App Store or the Play Store, right? So what you need to do is add that piece of code, which is basically a cryptographic key, to your application, and you will be set to go ahead and distribute your application. So how do you get this piece? And that is something that we are going to look at out here. So it's different for Apple. It is different for Android. And if you go in the product, both of these screens are actually in the product itself. So for iOS, just click here, and you will get this screen. If you need instructions on how to get the P12 file, which is what it's called in the Apple world, you just click the Learn More option, and you have detailed steps for getting it, all right? If you want it for Android, just come here, click the Learn More option, and you get the steps for Android. All right, so let's get back to actually distributing this app now. So at this point, I'm assuming that you have actually got that bit of code in there, because that is a little long, and I do not think I can cover it in this session. Also, this was supposed to be no code, so yeah, that's going to be a little difficult. So, but what you can do here is choose to upload your custom icon here, right? And each of these is explained very, very well on the documentation that we have, right? I double-checked the documentation to ensure I learn how to do it from there, and I was able to do it. So you know that the documentation is enough. In the Apple world, it's called, just to reiterate, in the Apple world, it's called a P12 file, and in the Android world, it's called a key store file. All right? So what you're looking for is a P12 file or a key store file. When you upload these certificates into Creator, what you will actually get is an APK or an IPA file. The APK or the IPA file is the binary file that you basically just put on your phone and install, right? So you do not need to actually modify anything additionally for your application. So to get that APK or IPA file on your devices, you have to keep in mind there are two factors that you basically need to keep in mind, right? Who you intend to distribute this for, all right? Is it meant for internal employees, or is it meant for external users, which is what we call customers? So we call internal users, we call employees. External users, we call customers. You will see this term being reused everywhere. So when you think customer, think external user. When you think employee, think internal user, right? An internal user is someone who has a Zoho account. An external user is someone who has a customer portal account. Many of you might not know what a customer portal is right now. That's all right. We will get to it in one of the last sessions, all right? The second thing, obviously, you need to figure out which platform you want to put it on. So it's iOS or Android. And you get these 4 cases. And once you have these 4 cases sorted out, that is actually what corresponds to these 4 options there, all right? So go back again. You need to decide which users you're going for and decide which platform you're going for. We'll share the slides with you, don't worry. What kind of user you're going for, what platform you're going for, and you will then get these 4 cases, right? Once you have these 4 cases, you know which place to actually go and upload that key store file or the P12 file. And once that's done, you have this scary little diagram for you to actually figure out how to distribute your application on the mobile phone, all right? It's not as scary because you've already done everything above this. So you see this half, that's already done, okay? And the other bit is just ensuring you are part of the right program. So let's look at internal distribution first, okay? If you want to distribute to your employees, on Android, it is extremely, extremely easy. All you need to do is get the APK, put that on, say, a server. What I mean by a server is put it on Dropbox. Send the link out to someone on Dropbox. Put it on WorkDrive, right? Put it somewhere on your, let's say, a common file sharing platform, and just give them the link. On Android, you have the ability to allow the installation of an APK from an unknown source. Check that option, right? And you will be able to get the APK on your device right then and there. However, if you're using a mobile device management software, so often inside an organization, the system administrator, so the sysadmins in your organization, will control all devices that are issued to you, right? And all of those people will often use something called a mobile device management software, and Zoho actually happens to make one. So if you look for Zoho MDM, or if you just look for Manage Engine MDM, you will be able to find a mobile device management software which you can use, and that directly ties into Creator. But before you can distribute your applications using the MDM software, you need to sign up for the Apple Enterprise Developer Program, because that's just the gateway for Apple, basically. Yeah. So your P12 file will only be available for you when you sign up for the Apple Enterprise Developer Program. So what you need to be very careful about is if you want to distribute this inside an organization, that's when you sign up for the Apple Developer Enterprise Program. All right? There is something called the Apple Developer Program as well. Do not get confused. Okay? So the Apple Enterprise Developer Program is what you sign up for. Basically put your key store file and your P12 file on Creator, get the APK IPA, and using the MDM software, which is the mobile device management software, you can then distribute that APK or IPA file to those devices. Right? This is slightly more complex since there are different policies for use on open devices and company-issued devices. All right? The easier bit is actually getting your app onto the Play Store and the App Store. So the way for you to do that is, like I said, sign up now for the Apple Developer Program, not the Apple Enterprise Developer Program, and you have to sign up for the Google Play Console. Right? When you get licenses there, What that basically allows you to do is submit these APK files or the IPA files to the Play Store, list them on the Play Store or App Store, and then you can just download the application the same way that you do right now. All right? Please ensure you sign up for the right program. This would be charged separately. To get a subscription for any of these programs, you need to buy that from Apple or Google directly. All right? And yeah, I think with this, we come to the end of my presentation. Thank you so much.